Have you been looking for a game that causes you to lose time as if you're playing Civilization? Well, Genshin Impact might be for you. Welcome to BronzeDadPlays, and today we're reviewing Genshin Impact. I know I'm like 2 months late on this, but you know, new kid and full-time job and all that good stuff. But hopefully if you haven't played the game yet, you find this video helpful. And if you have played the game, just, go ahead and watch it anyway. Always appreciated. If you haven't seen my reviews before, which kind of makes sense because I haven't published one in a little while, we go off 3 pillars here: time, skill, and value. I want to know if you can play a game successfully with limited time, with limited skill, and being a dad, I want to know how much value I'm gonna get out of my purchase. But before we get to those, let's dive into what Genshin Impact is. It's 1 part Breath of the Wild, 1 part anime waifu simulator. mihoyo developed this game to be crossplay between PC and mobile, but it's also available on PS4. They have learned loads from the mobile gaming market and have brought some of those systems to this game to make it all that much more addictive. Genshin Impact is a gacha game. That means everything has levels. You're constantly searching for more characters and more items with which to level up. You combine things together to make them stronger. If you've played a mobile game, you know what I'm talking about at this point. But your characters have levels. The world has levels. You got an adventure rank, weapons, artifacts, passive skills. Everything needs to be leveled up, and you generally do that by playing the game. But what elevates this far above a traditional free-to-play or mobile game is the heart, the characters that are in this world. At this point, there's 25 main characters and hundreds of side characters in the world that you learn to love. There's cutscenes galore that usually elevate the game, but occasionally make it a little cringe as well. For every little bit of, fan service, there's an equal or greater amount of humor. The internet, on the other hand, has made loads of fan service. If that's what you want, it's out there. But back to the game. In terms of combat, you're looking at something akin to Xenoblade. You have a small party of 4 that you can customize at any time, with limited abilities that can be switched between on the fly. This means that combos between the characters unlock the true powers of each of the characters. You start out with a bow and arrow character that has fire, but you might choose one of the fire characters as a sword or a great sword because you prefer that style of combat, but you still want those elemental benefits. Given that you can only have 4 characters on your team and there's more than 4 elements to choose from, you gotta choose the right combination. In addition to that, depending on which elements you choose into your party can provide you different passive buffs. This game has certain elements that are honestly a min-maxer's dream. As you play through the story, you constantly progress a main narrative that opens up the world. No, there's no Ubisoft towers that unlock all the clouds so you can see everything, but there are towers you do need to unlock, so, those are here. With each open area, you get more quests, more characters, more dungeons, more world to explore, filled with every little detail. Exploration really kind of is the core of what you'll do in Genshin Impact. There are puzzles scattered everywhere, just like Breath of the Wild, that require to use different elemental interactions or just your brain. Notice a log is in a especially weird position? Maybe climb to the top of it, and guess what? Free loot! Notice that there's a bunch of carrots in a weird pattern on the floor. Pull them all up and free loot! You have to travel across the world finding all the towers and the fast travel points. You've got to find items to expand your stamina. There's chests hidden everywhere that absolutely activate your gamer sense. Maybe you want to check behind that waterfall, maybe behind that rock. What if you look under the canopy? It's probably got a chest. Exploration takes place during or accidentally in place of many quests. You've got your Archon quests that are your main line that advance the primary narrative and are very heavily cutscene based. Then you've got your story quests that advance the world, the town, the people, the characters you have in your party or not in your party. Then you've got commission quests, which are daily quests you get for every single day that should be completed for bonus items and money and everything else. Then you've got your world quests, which you can find all over the place. It feels like every time I advance on one quest, I find 2 or 3 new world quests. But on top of what's in the quest log, you've still got more to do. Between events that refresh every few weeks, the Battle Pass, which has its own dailies and weeklies and events, the Adventure Book, which moves along in chapters and provides checkpoints of things to do, world bosses scattered across the land that generate rare resources, crafting, alchemy, cooking. It's crazy. There is no end to the content. And if I haven't said it yet, this game is free to play. However, I did mention those mobile game tactics earlier, didn't I? The game has endless ways to make sure that you're incentivized to spend money. Now, disclaimer, people can play 100% free. In fact, if you go to the Genshin Impact subreddit, people have entire guides on how to minimize your pain while playing free to play. However, spending money still helps you as a player. The battle pass is $10 to $20 depending on which level you want, and of course you can spend money on premium currency, which is used for wishes. Wishes get you more items and characters, and spent wish energy can be used to direct purchase rare items and characters. Now you get tons and tons and tons and tons of premium currency for free while playing the game. When you start out in the game, you're talking about 10 wishes in an hour or two of playtime. By the time you're in the second continent and you're in adventure rank 30, it might be more like 5 to 10 hours of playtime to get 10 wishes, but it still is free if you want it to be. There's a mercy mechanic that ensures even free players get somebody every few wishes. But of course, because it comes from a premium currency, more money equals more wishes equals more characters and items. Now once you do get these characters, you still need experience books, artifacts, weapons, and more to maximize a character's potential. Weapons do come to you regularly from wishes, but everything else, you gotta play the game. One other big thing, characters do unlock more passive skills when you get a duplicate. So again, more wishes equals more power. Now that usually isn't game breaking, but it is enough to help people who want to pay. Let's talk a quick frustration though. As you play, your adventure rank levels up, and after so many levels, the world will level up as well. This boosts the power of all enemies in the game permanently. I found that I would finally start to feel powerful and finally start to get in a good groove, and then it'd be taken all away. I would save world bosses for a weekly reset, but then my world level would go up, and all of those bosses are now too hard. New characters in my party who were underleveled didn't stand a chance until I found enough items to get them to a healthy state. There are gates every 10 levels or so that stop your adventure rank and world level from progressing, which helps, but ultimately you need your adventure rank to go up to unlock more dungeons and rare items and everything else. But again, this makes me feel like I want to spend money, but instead I just have to spend a couple play sessions grinding for materials. Co-op can help and is free for you after you've gained a few levels. But otherwise, this is a single player game, and single player is one of the keys to making the grind and other gacha elements not so bad. If you miss a few days, so what? It's your game. Maybe you miss an event. Well, there's always another coming. There's no competition here. There's no PvP. So the advantage to being max level is that you get the new content sooner. Maybe some battle pass events are also easier at the max level, but that doesn't matter as much if you don't pay for the premium pass. So finally, let's get to our categories here: time, skill, and value. In terms of limited time, I've got to give this game a B+. Single player games often score well in this category because you can just put them down and play again later. However, there are some time gates that become necessities. Because I took a few weeks off, I can't yet explore the new content Dragonspine, which means I miss out on the new events. However, all the rest of the game is still there for me. I can play for 15 minutes or 15 hours, and I've still got things to do in this game. But shorter play sessions do have some difficulty making meaningful progress. If you only play like 1 hour a day, you're probably gonna get your dailies done, spend a little energy, and not move the story along. So just keep that in mind. Limited skill. This is an A. There's not a ton of skill required for Genshin Impact, let's be honest. There are a lot of ways to min-max your character, but you can do very little to actually break them. Online guides will help you with that min-maxing, so just read those. Smart party building and use of the characters is key, but many dungeons give you warnings about which elements you need within them, so it's hard to make a mistake. Combat can be challenging at times, especially when your world level goes up, but there's no cost to dying other than time. The game is maybe too complex for a young child to play, but should be no problem if you can grasp the character switching mechanics. In terms of value, it's gotta be an A. Now look, if this game costs $30 or $60 like a traditional game, I would knock it down to a B or maybe even lower. But the fact remains, this game is a free-to-play game if you want it to be. I cannot find enough time in the day to keep up with the content. More content drops than I am capable of playing. If you have tons of free time, you absolutely can hit max level, but then you would still have plenty of dailies and weeklies with which to grind out items and improve your characters. There are already several more countries coming to the game, and each release is free. The Battle Pass does start to feel like a necessary purchase, which would set you back $10 to $20 every month and a half. That's not great, but you could treat it like an MMO subscription. And I do want to stress again, plenty of free-to-play players out there. So that's the review, guys. I absolutely love Genshin Impact. If you are a fan of anime, if you're a fan of open world games, Genshin Impact might be for you. My next review that's coming out will be Immortals Fenyx Rising, another open world game, and part of the reason I haven't hit max level in Genshin Impact yet. So look forward to that coming in the next couple days. And if you are enjoying Genshin Impact, please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite party members are. Personally, right now, I cannot get enough of Bennett, which I opened live on stream last week. He is so OP, and I am all about that. If you enjoyed this review, hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all those lovely things, and until next time, see ya.